PJ just talked on his radio show about all the things you have to manage pre-snap, from play call to dummy protection calls to the real protection calls. How do you kind of go through that process, and how do you think it's gotten better for you as the years go?
Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's being able to playing the game of football. It's, what you look at when you're like a kid, or even just watching like highlights of Peyton Manning at the line of scrimmage, doing all kinds of stuff like Tom Brady, all those guys. That's kind of fun. Just being able to play the game and put guys in the right positions to be successful, whether it's blocking scheme or running backs, all that kind of stuff. And then being able to understand the flow of the game, what kind of different things I need to mix in, all that kind of stuff. But it's definitely something that I've gotten better at over time. It's pretty hard when you get all of that right away as a freshman. You can see kind of the process of that. But, it's fun. It's being able to go out there and play the game within the game, and just being able to make sure things flow smoothly so that our guys have the best opportunity to execute and be successful.
Are there any times in the huddle where you're motivational, that you say something that isn't the play call? Or
Yeah, absolutely. I think it really just, again, you got to feel leaders look, listen, and lift, 3 L's. So I think being able on a drive, understanding kind of the body language of what our guys are looking at, when you get in the green zone, being able to understand, hey, we got to finish, leading, things like that. And our guys do the same thing. You can see John Michael doing it all the time. When we get down there, he gets fiery when we're on the field too. So being able to lead and understand, like, hey, we got to finish drives, or hey, it's 3rd and 1. This is our kind of football play here. All that kind of stuff factors in, and again, that's what makes football fun. Just those in-game details and things like that.
PJ talks a lot about how much fun he has coaching this team, how much this team is easy to coach or fun to coach. Do you see that out of the coaching staff?
Yeah, I do. I think every day, and it's not that doesn't mean that things are always perfect or they're always right or whatever. There's always something to learn. There's always something to improve on. And I think the way that our guys respond to coaching, that's what makes it fun. That's what makes it fun to be around. When you are able to respond and learn from mistakes, learn from other people's mistakes, learn from success, that's what makes it fun. And our coaches are awesome. I mean, they do an elite job of preparing us, but also outside of just X's and O's, just relationships too. Our guys really want to play for our coaches, and I think that makes a big difference.
Is there anything that is done during the week that to avoid, say, monotony that might crop up over a long season? Yeah,
I think our whole approach is not monotonous. We really truly look at things one game in a championship season with our different themes, all of it tying into our culture, but having a specific mindset and an attitude for each and every week. You always have to be ready, and every Tuesday practice, or Tuesday, Wednesday practice, Thursday, it's kind of the same schedule, I guess, but the coaches always mix it up and make sure that we're on our edge and understand that we have to continue to change our best on a daily basis, because if we don't do that, we really do not give ourselves the best chance to be successful on Saturdays.
Tanner, you mentioned the 1 week mentality. What is kind of the talk amongst the guys week to week now, as with 4 games to go, you control your own destiny as far as the West goes?
Right. I mean, I think, you understand big picture, where you're at. But again, I mean, you got to take it 1 week at a time. Embrace your past to create your future. We know that when we're not at our best, anybody can beat us. We've experienced that this season. And so we know that every given Saturday, no matter who you're playing, if you're not at your best, you can get beat. In the conference that we play in, our last 4 games, it's 4 teams that are in the Big Ten Conference and play really good football. And that's just the beauty of playing in the Big Ten, is every week you're going to get your opponent's best, and every week you play, that opponent can beat you. But again, we understand that holistically, but if we don't take care of what we need to do this week and give ourselves the best chance to be successful on Saturdays, then that doesn't matter. So we really have to take it 1 week at a time, and that's really all we can control.
You think that's a lesson that everyone learns at some point, playing sports? Is it easier for you to embrace that now than?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it really depends on what you focus on too, because if you're outside of, I guess that's what makes me grateful to have our culture, being able to understand what we do, what we are truly about, what we live out. Because if you focus on things externally or what other people are saying, it's very easy to get off track. It's very easy to think about the hypotheticals or what might happen, what could happen, well, we could do this or that. And then you lose focus on the main thing, and you don't really keep your focus on being able to execute and literally just take it one day at a time. So when you get forward thinking, you're thinking ahead, that's in any sport or just in life too. I think that's when you really get ahead of yourself.
What did you think the very first time you heard PJ say the one-game championship season?
I mean, I loved it. I think a lot of people say it. You know, it's something that as a football fan, you know, obviously I'm a football player, but I love football. I love watching football. You hear different people, you know, even in high school, people say that and all that kind of different stuff. But I mean, in high school we said that, but we had a game circled. You know, my senior year, we got to win all these games, but we really want to play this one. You know, so like what I experienced is actually living that out. And understanding that we're really focused on today. We're focused on Tuesday. How can we get better today in our Tuesday practice? And then, how can we get better on Wednesday? How can I be prepared for third down? That kind of stuff. That's really how you live it out and do it. And I think that's kind of what happened for me.
Tanner, when your touchdown run was included in the how plays this week, how was that described, and what did you take away from that?
Yeah, just blazing speed. You know, I think that's what it was all about. But yeah, it was just described about being able to run the system, and when things are there, you got to take them. But yeah, definitely. I mean, like maybe 4.240 if I was running that one for sure. But no, it was just cool. And then what I really loved and what we pointed out is just kind of the way that the guys responded to it. It's not very often that I run one in the end zone, so I think it got a lot of guys excited. And when I watched it too, that's what's cool, because just being able to see, you know, remembering the look in Chris's face or Co's face or Sam holding me up or Blaze or whatever, that's what's cool. That's what I'll remember more than, you know, actually running the touchdown.
Speaking of celebrations, post-game you guys tend to, you know, unwind and live in the moment. What's key about doing that in a week to kind of celebrate the good times too? Yeah,
you have to. I mean, what we do is too hard to not celebrate the successes, to not celebrate the victories each and every week. Winning is hard. Even if you win by 3, you win by 7, whatever, it doesn't matter. Winning in this conference, winning in college football is hard. So when you do it, you have to take that moment to really be able to soak it in and understand that what we did was hard. We played as a team, and getting a victory is not easy. And when you don't enjoy it, it makes learning from the victory even harder. So obviously there's always going to be stuff you can learn and improve on, but you know, in the locker room, the bus, the plane, whatever, you have to enjoy the win and be able to understand, like, we got to win. We accomplished what we needed to, but now we got to continue to change our best when we get in here on Sunday and look at the film and look at our improvements.
What does Derek LeCaptain bring to your offense, both tangible and intangible?
Oh yeah, I mean, wow. There's not enough words I could say about Derek LeCaptain, and I truly mean that. Like, that guy is all about our culture, all about our team. Is a phenomenal leader for us, not only special teams, but for our entire team. I mean, that's literally a guy that if you need anything in life, that guy will give you the shirt off his back, do whatever he needs. And also, he's a phenomenal football player, not just, you know, linebacker or whatever it may be. And obviously, you saw what his run, like, it's a phenomenal run. I don't know how many broken tackles he had, but it was insane. And so he brings the how, he brings the energy, and a guy that you can trust. He took 3 snaps of running back in college, but we already trust him. And that just goes to show who he is. But again, I mean, he put the work in. He was prepared for that. He didn't get reps in practice, but he was asking me questions, asking Coach Mo questions, asking all kinds of different guys questions about it. What do I do on this and that? And so he was ready for his moment. And so that's why you build that trust. And whatever situation you put him in, he's going to be able to be successful because you know he's going to be prepared.
What was the celebration like when he scored?
It was insane. I mean, I think our whole sideline went crazy watching the run, because it was like, oh, there's another one. Broke another tackle. What? Like, I think everyone loved it just because, again, of who he is, not only as a player but really as a person.
Tanner, do you still consider RPO sort of part of the offensive scheme at all? Or
Yeah, it definitely is. It's definitely part of what we do. it just every week it depends on what different defenses give you the ability to do. If a team schemes to take away the RPO, it's obviously not going to be there, which means the run's probably a little bit better. But whatever happens, what a team does, RPO is definitely part of what we do, and it's part of what we've done for a long time. And our guys have a big trust factor in kind of those concepts.
Tanner, what does Illinois do that stands out to you when you study them?
Yeah, they play really hard. They have a lot of guys that really fly around on defense. Very physical, make a lot of big hits, and it's going to be definitely a challenge that we're excited. We're excited for this challenge, excited for this opportunity to play this defense, because they got guys that really fly around, play fast, play hard. You can tell they love playing football, and they do things that they're defensively they do a lot of things that are really good. Watching it, I'm not going to get into a lot of the details and stuff like that, but we're excited for the challenge because they're very talented and they do play really, really, really hard.
Tanner, what's it been like to form a chemistry with Brown Stevens with some of the other guys at that position?
Yeah, I think it's awesome, and it's not something that just happens overnight. It's been years that's led up to it. This summer, the winter, all those routes and stuff, and then when Mike gets opportunities, he makes the most of it. He gets the ball in his hands. He continues to show that he's a guy that we can trust, that wants more opportunities, that you want to give more opportunities to. And he's awesome. I love throwing the ball to 22. Guy does the right things, and he tends to get open a lot.
Any more for Tanner?
Thanks, guys. Have an elite week.
Thanks, Tanner.